Coming up on Lindenwood News, a 4-year-old was killed in St. Louis. We will tell you what led to his death.
Plus, a house fire in Wright City took the life of a young mother. Stay tuned for the latest on the story.
And 19 are dead after a landslide in Indonesia. The latest on the victims coming up.
These stories and more ahead on Lindenwood News.
Welcome to this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Lucas Dalton.
And I'm Rachel Goebel.
A 4-year-old boy was killed by a truck Sunday evening in South City. Police say that the boy was hit by a white pickup truck when playing with friends around 5:30 p.m. Police say that boy ran between two parked cars in the street before getting hit by the truck. Investigators say the driver did not have enough time to react before hitting the child. Police say the driver did not appear to be speeding or recklessly driving. The driver has not been charged as police continue to investigate.
A 30-year-old man was fatally shot in the head in North St. Louis Sunday night. According to the St. Louis Metropolitan Police, the shooting happened near the intersection of North Kings Highway Boulevard and Martin Luther King Drive at about 9:30 p.m. Police have not shared the victim's identity. Authorities do not yet know what led up to the shooting or if any arrests have been made. The deadly shooting marks the 36th homicide in St. Louis.
A teen is in critical condition after a fight near Hazelwood East High School. Police say the fight took place around 2:30 p.m. Friday near the intersection of Norgate and Claudine Drive. Officers found the young girl with a severe head injury. She was taken to the hospital and is being treated. Authorities say a 15-year-old girl was arrested and charged with assault. The identities of the two teens will not be released due to their age.
A deadly house fire in Wright City has claimed the life of a mother. Authorities say a 23-year-old woman has died early Friday morning. Her 3-month-old baby remains in critical condition. Wright City Fire Department arrived at the home in the 200th block of Westwood Road on Friday just after midnight. The Wright City Fire Department say when they arrived, a police officer told firefighters there were people trapped inside. A 21-year-old man was outside the home when first responders arrived. The Wright City Fire Department said the mother, father, and baby were taken to an area hospital for treatment. A Give Send Go page has been set up to cover funeral costs for the mother and medical care for the baby. The last check, nearly $5,000, has been raised for the family.
Straight ahead on Lindenwood News, a helicopter crash on the border left 3 people killed.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
2 National Guardsmen and 1 Border Patrol agent have been killed in a helicopter crash. The Department of Defense says the crash occurred on Friday in Texas near the Mexico border. 1 more National Guardsman was hurt in the crash. President Biden says the accident happened during a routine flight. The cause is currently under investigation.
The beer company Molson is moving female hockey players' names to the bottom of their jerseys to make them more visible ahead of International Women's Day. Molson Brewery announced a multi-year partnership with the release of See My Name campaign. This partnership is aiming to bring exposure to women on the ice. The Professional Women's Hockey League says these updated jerseys are the first step of many in Molson's mission to help increase the number of women who play hockey.
A U.S. ship filled with material to build a pier is headed to Gaza. The support ship sailed from a military base in Virginia on Saturday. President Biden says the U.S. is building the pier to help get aid into Gaza. The UN warned that famine is almost inevitable and children are starving to death. Officials say that it could take up to a few months to build the harbor.
At least 26 people are dead after a landslide in Indonesia on Friday evening. The landslide occurred on Sumatra Island after the area experienced heavy rain and flash flooding. Officials say there are still 11 people that are missing. The National Disaster Management Agency says relief and search efforts are being slowed due to power outages, debris, and damaged roads. More information will become available as efforts continue through the week.
The Bitcoin market reached an all-time high this past weekend. Experts say that Bitcoin got to an all-time high of $71,000. South Korea media outlets reported $11.8 trillion was traded Sunday. This figure is the combined transaction amount of Korea's 5 largest won markets. The United States market would add up to $9.8 billion in total revenue with the same metrics. The leading cryptocurrency has been steadily rising since the approval of the spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds here in the U.S.
St. Charles is looking at a rainy week. We will tell you when that will start after the break.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
My name is Elaine Ottens with the weather. Looking at our map, there is currently some rain appearing down south in states like Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Lots of snow occurring in the northeastern states, and in the northwest, snow is also occurring in states such as Idaho, Washington, and Montana. We're looking at a warm front coming down the midwestern region, which will cause some overcast. A cold front is also coming down the northeastern region, which will bring stormy weather. There's some high pressure in the west and in Tennessee, causing warmer temperature, along with low pressure in the southwest causing colder temperature. Moving on to our local forecast. In St. Charles, it is currently 64 degrees outside. In St. Louis, it is currently 57 degrees with a high of 78 and a low of 58. In Maryland Heights, it is currently 56 degrees with a high of 78 and a low of 58 as well. It's also 54 degrees in O'Fallon with a high of 77 and a low of 56. Finally, in St. Peter's, it is 55 degrees with a high of 76 and a low of 56. Moving on to our 5-day forecast. It is currently 64 degrees outside with partly cloudy skies that will shift to cloudy ones later in the afternoon. The high on Wednesday will be 76 with a low of 56 with the chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Wednesday night, thunderstorms may appear. Thursday, the high will be 77 with a low of 48. Friday, the high will be 57 with a low of 38. Saturday, we'll have a high of 63 and a low of 38. Sunday, we'll have a high of 55 and a low of 31. Now into sports.
Coming up in sports, we'll recap a weekend full of baseball, including a big Cardinals win, and an NFL superstar finds a new home for next season.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome to sports. I'm Josh Coloni. Lindenwood baseball is swept by Murray State University in 3 games last weekend. The Lions lost all 3 games on the road against Murray State. The team dropped their first game on Friday 16-4. They lost a closer game by a score of 8-7 after allowing 3 runs in the 8th inning on Saturday. In the final game of the weekend, the team lost 14-8 after allowing a combined 11 runs in the 7th and 8th innings. The St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Miami Marlins 12-8 in their spring training matchup on Sunday. The Cardinals' 5th best prospect, Thomas Ajacey, had 4 hits and 5 at-bats, driving in 6 runs. Nolan Arenado, Matt Carpenter, Ivan Herrera, and Lucan Baker each drove in a run as well. The win moves the Cardinals to 6 wins and 7 losses for the spring. Star NFL quarterback Russell Wilson has found a new home for the 2024-2025 season. He says he will sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wilson spent the last 2 seasons playing for the Denver Broncos, winning 11 games over that span. He threw for nearly 7,000 yards in those 2 seasons. The 9-time Pro Bowler's contract with the Steelers is worth just over $1 million for 1 year. The Broncos will pay the remainder of the 35-year-old's contract, which is nearly $40 million for the season. Christopher Bell won Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Phoenix Raceway. Bell proved victorious after leading 50 of the 312 laps, passing teammate Ty Gibbs late in the going for the win. It's his first win of the 2024 season. Also in the race, a crash took out 2022 champion Joey Logano early after contact with John Hunter Nemechek. Also, Denny Hamlin wrecked from the lead, taking himself out of contention after being the early favorite, paving way for Belle's win. Back to you, Rachel.
Ryan Gosling brings best Ken energy with his performance of I'm Just Ken at the Oscars. Gosling performed his song from the Barbie movie in a hot pink suit and black cowboy hat on stage. He was joined by Mark Ronson and a group of men for the performance I'm Just Ken is one of the Barbie's 2 nominations in the Best Original Song categories.
That's it for this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Lucas Dalton.
I'm Rachel Goebel. Thanks for joining us.